What's up guys, it is Chris back with another watch unboxing. Today we are looking at Szanto. These are watches that are very vintage inspired. You can see here the Z is silent, so it's pronounced Szanto. Time, vintage style, time rediscovered. So you can see a theme. They are very much into vintage aesthetic. There is a watch inside this box. Then I have another watch in the wings, which is just a different colorway of this watch here. So sort of like a double unboxing. The box itself is made out of cardboard. It is printed with all this material on the outside. It acts as a drawer, so there's a little pull tab. You pull open and there is the watch inside. You get warranty information and just operation manual there. And here is the watch. So you can see, like I said, very vintage inspired. This is the black dial. They also sent over this silver white dial. Now the black dial doesn't look completely black. It's more like a gray black, and it has a sunburst pattern on it and a guilloche pattern. So the sunburst is emanating from the center of the watch, as you can see on that silver dial a little bit better. And I'll do some close-ups of the watch. The dial is really where it's at on this watch, and the case is really nice as well. Cushion case on here, very classic looking cushion case. Basically 42.5 millimeters from any point on the case to the other side, and then you have these wired lugs that are that protrude out but aren't very obtrusive. So they are, I believe the measurement is around 49.5 millimeters, and I'll throw it on my wrist so you can see it does not wear large. Again, the dial, you have a small seconds at the 4 to 5 position there in between 4 or 5 o'clock, and then a 24-hour dial here at 9 o'clock. You have blued hands. I believe these are chemically treated blued hands. They are cathedral hands, and then the dial is printed. You do have superluminova on the dial and indices. You have a coined bezel on here, which looks really good, and it goes with that vintage aesthetic. And then a big, nice onion crown. As I mentioned, this does get a automatic movement. These have the Miyota 8S movement in them. And the back just gives you the general specs of the watch. It does get 100 meters water resistance, Miyota movement, and a K1 hardened mineral crystal. So mineral crystal on the front and back. The back mineral crystal has the S for Szanto on it. So you have that S there. And then, of course, you can see the Miyota movement. These Miyota movements aren't bad looking. I think the 9 series are better looking. However, these are priced pretty well. These come in at $395. And when considering, these are pretty different watches. These are something that aren't really offered by the typical micro brand, major brand. These have a lot of inspiration from, obviously, officer watches from the 1920s and 30s. You could see a lot of the Panerai radiomir in this case, even some Vacheron cases that pretty reminiscent of this case. I really think that they really hit the nail on the head with the vintage styling, and it's a very clean looking case. The entire case is polished, so this is more or less a dress watch. But you can see the strap is a leather strap. This is a calf leather strap, and then you get a beautiful large signed buckle on here. Again, all polished. Definitely, they pay a lot of attention to the detail on these watches, and it's polished very nicely. The whole entire case is polished very nicely and finished very nicely. It just feels like butter. It's a very, very nice case. And I'll do close-ups of all of this so you guys can see. The strap is also signed Szanto. So I'm going to show you this watch on my wrist, but quickly before I do, today I am wearing my JLC. This is the diving compressor, Navy SEALs. I've been wearing this over the past few days, and it is a monster of a watch. I love this watch, and summer is coming to an end. This is a great summer watch. So I'm going to throw the black dial on my wrist so you guys can see. Just a very nice strap on here that will definitely age with time. It's a very different style of calf strap. It's a very glossy strap as well. So this is definitely a dress watch. But you can see on my wrist, 42 millimeters. It doesn't wear huge, but it does wear substantial. It's almost 43 millimeters. It wears like a 43 millimeter watch. I would say 42, 43 millimeters is really where it wears at because of the actual case shape. You have that cushion shape, but the wire lugs don't really add a lot of bulk to the case on your wrist. So the people at Szanto have offered a very generous discount of 25% off of the retail price. So that comes down to $295 for this watch, a very good price. And the code will be WatchChris. However, double check the description to make sure that is the code that we ended up using. And I will add a link to their website in the description as well. So definitely check that out if you are interested in this watch or any watch that Szanto currently offer. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick loom shot so you guys can see how the loom is on these watches. I'm going to be wearing them over the next few weeks and I will do a full review. I might group it in with a few of the other watches that the brand has sent me to review. However, these are pretty cool watches and honestly, I really like what they've done. I really like the case, especially the dial and the case and the finishing that they've done is really top notch. And I'll do some close-ups so we can see just how good the finishing is on this and the dial, how clean they look. And that guilloche pattern is really, really nice. It's probably machine made, but hey, you know, for the price, $395, if you're looking for an automatic dress watch that's actually substantial and has a little bit of flair to it, a little bit of character, something that's vintage looking, this is pretty cool. Definitely check them out and tell me what you think of their watches in the comments below, of course. But quickly, I will do a loom shot, and of course, like I said, in 2 weeks or a few weeks from now, we will come back and do a full review. So the loom is super impressive on these watches. It's actually very, very bright. The hands, the indices are equally as bright and very liberally applied with loom. I really like the indices on here. I like the font that they've used, very classic looking Art Deco sort of font. This is a very cool watch. I really like them. The only item that I could say could probably improve is the K1 mineral crystal. The K1 mineral crystal is great. A lot of watches use them. Seiko is one of them, and they use a lot of K1 mineral crystals. They call it hard Lex. I think they work fine, and I have plenty of watches with them, and they work very, very well. However, you know, an upgrade would be to get the sapphire crystal on here would be very, very nice. But other than that, not a bad offering from a really cool brand. I think they're doing something that's pretty different, and I really like these watches. If you're looking for something a little bit weird, a little bit funky, vintage inspired, that looks way more expensive than they actually are. And I have to say, these look way more expensive than they actually are, and they feel more expensive than they actually are. These are a really good option. But tell me what you guys think in the comments below. You know, these are watches that I think if you felt in your hands, you would agree with me. But definitely tell me what you think in the comments below. Also, please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. Follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog. I have a bunch of links in the description. Those links are to Amazon. If you click those links and buy anything, it helps support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra or interrupt your Prime benefits. Anyway, thank you for logging on, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.